casting will be a thrill. Grandpa and chill, grandson and friends. Grandpa and chill in full effect. We talk about it all, yeah, put it all on the set with that pet craze too. We chillin' with Rosie, come through, stay tuned, yeah, listen closely. Cause this the millennials and the silent generation coming together, discussion in rotation. This is Grandpa and Chill.
Welcome. Wonderful. No introduction.
We're also afraid.
No. Right
I'm
to
afraid
the
to say
business.
anything. I thought like if I say something.
The way I asked like 14 seconds before Phines dipped out of the call. Everybody ready? We all feel
Anybody
good?
see me?
Everything?
It just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see you.
We can't hear you.
Phines decides to dip.
Did you guys see the movie Tootsie?
No.
No, I want to see
Dustin
it, though.
Hoffman, and they had him on a TV, and
Let's see.
he was playing a woman, I think, and he was so unattractive that they told him to keep moving back further from the camera, and that's what I've been doing.
You know, they made a musical adaptation of the movie, too.
Oh, did they?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it was on Broadway, I think, 5 or 6 years ago. Never saw it, but I knew it existed.
What are you doing now, Fiona?
Me? So I am a bridal stylist and a customer experience specialist at a bridal boutique called Wedding Angels. There are 2 different locations. One's in Roswell, one's in Portland,
You're in competition with that other company.
Maine. No.
Business.
David's Bridal, the one that filed for bankruptcy, they have a very different approach to bridal stuff than we do. And I really like the way that we do it because it's all about, like, honestly, the most important bit about it is, like, connecting with people. So it's more about, like, getting to know each other rather than, like, selling a product. And like by getting to know someone and like listening to their feedback and getting to know them, oftentimes like they do find their dress, but no, we're not in the same league. We carry dresses. The low end of gowns that we have start around $1,500. Wow. And then the expensive end, which I think I've sold the most expensive dress in the boutique, and it was just under $10,000.
Wow.
So they're pretty well-to-do people to be able to afford that. Are the dresses made by your company, or you buy from other suppliers, and are they from the United States or foreign, or what?
Yeah, so we do not make our gowns in the boutique. We have over 900 gowns, like different styles in our boutique, which is like unheard of. It's a ridiculous amount.
You
and
don't
we
actually have that number of gowns in your store, do you?
Yeah, we have that number in our boutique.
How big is it?
It's crazy. It's not giant. We're actually running out of space. We have 6 private dressing rooms for all of the different like parties that come in to search for their gowns. We provide champagne, we have water, we have cookies, we have sparkling grape juice. That was my idea. So like the little kids who come can like feel special. And then we have oh gosh, I don't know the exact number. I have to like list them to get it. So we have the designers Stella York, Essence of Australia, Martina Liana Lux, All Who Wander, Michaela, Paloma, Alexander by Daymore, Janique, Christina Wu, Adriana Papel, MGMY, Heinz Park. I think there's another one. And some of those are like mother of the bride gowns, but the majority of them are bridal gowns.
And how far in advance of a wedding does a client, what's the average amount of time before a wedding that somebody actually just tries to pick out a gown?
Yeah, so we get different time frames all the time, which is understandable because the internet tells people the wrong information a lot about this. Um, Depending on the designer, depending on the gown, it can take anywhere, on average, if you're like ordering a brand new one, between 4 to 9 months to get the gown. And then after that, you need about 2 months for alterations before your wedding, because they're not custom making it to your measurements. We have a size chart, and then they tailor it on your body in person after you get the gown. Because if you like send custom measurements to someone and they get something slightly off, it's not going to fit you the right way.
What do you guys?
So it's a lot. Oh, go ahead, babe.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can.
Am I echoing at all?
No
you're
echo.
good.
What do you guys think about weddings? Like the party itself? It all sounds so, how do you say this? Like stressful, right?
I think it's different for different people, and like I think planning the wedding's a lot, but what more and more people are doing, which I think is smart, is instead of doing like the huge big party, if that's important to their like families, they do the huge big party. But a lot of them are just like going off on their own and going on an adventure and getting married doing that, like going to Scotland or going to, I have a bride who she's getting married in Cabo, and they're gonna go on a boat after they get married, like a little speedboat, and just jump in the ocean to celebrate.
Wow.
So it's like, it's different for different people, but it is, there's a lot that goes into
Because you always
weddings.
tell me about like really stressed out people that come in and the fights and like it's stuff that you wouldn't see at Cole Haan or something.
No, well, it's, weddings are definitely the most like emotionally charged event for most people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially for women, society, kind of your whole life, ever since you're little, tells you the most important day of your life is going to be your wedding and when you have kids. And the kids thing isn't about the woman, it's more about like the life that they're bringing in. But the wedding is like all about the woman. At least that's how society puts it. So a lot of people come in with like this super intense pressure from either like their mom or society, I guess, where just they feel like everything has to be perfect. So it is very emotionally charged. And sometimes those situations bring out not the best behavior from people. Honestly, most of the times it's the moms, it's not the actual brides. But it's like we also see like some really amazing memories being made, like that you don't get to like see in any other kind of like in
Fiona's
retailing.
a saint because the stories that she's told me, I definitely wouldn't have reacted as gracefully as she has.
I believe it.
So,
I try to be
so
kind.
do they keep a like a second of the groom in case he doesn't show up? Like
Maybe it depends on the bride, I guess.
What do you?
They can borrow. We have some like headless men mannequins that wear tuxedos in our boutique. They can borrow them. That'll be the groom.
Right? They'll never know.
What do the rest of you guys think about weddings and all that stuff? Grandpa, you've been there.
Well, I think exactly what Fiona is saying. It's a really big deal to a lot of younger women in their whole life,
And men,
really
too.
One of the most important.
What were you going to say, Phines?
And men also.
Well, you can go ahead. I was just gonna say I believe it's a high stress situation because of what Fiona was saying, but that's probably what makes her so good with the customers. It's like some understanding of like, hey, this is like a societal way on you. This is like status about to come on you, and that's probably why the mothers are so like. It's such a representation of like, oh, I don't know. It's putting so much stake on your name, and I know that's probably very what's that word? High stress, It's like, so.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I was at a wedding, I don't know, a year ago, and boy, the bride was just having a ball, dancing and everything. She just was having a real fun time.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah,
It
was a very
It's there are a lot of people who have
celebration.
that. Oh yeah.
I guess this is my nerdy philosophical question. I don't even know how I'm putting together though, but I'm thinking about society. All right, I'm thinking about
Capitalism.
events. No, that's always something, but I can put that to the side this time. But I think that I'm just thinking about like events and tradition and why we do things. Like it kind of like not weddings in general, but I guess what made me think about this is like silly events and traditions we do, like the gender showing thing, and then why we started doing it and why it became the way it does. And like I know it's rooted in some like, hey, it's community and families are coming together and we're all this other stuff. But then it got into this big fanfare that some people like, at least me, as somebody like I have a turned nose at a lot of like the big events, because I'm like, oh, this is so much. But it's important because, I want someone to celebrate my days. I guess my question is, do you think weddings are too traditional?
I think the traditional elements of weddings are shifting.
Okay.
What I
in the
didn't
best
quite
way
hear
possible.
You said they are what? I have a little hearing
Shifting,
issue.
Grandpa.
Shifting, like, are they too traditional? But I do think they're changing. A lot of people now aren't following like the same set structure that you have to do for a wedding. People are getting more creative with it and more unique about the celebration. So rather than it being about like the cookie cutter what society says, it's more about the celebration of those two people. Like, I had the sweetest couple, and it was two women who were getting married. They were both in their late 40s, early 50s, and they wanted to look for their dresses together. And they brought their daughters to join them and like look for this. And as they were telling us everything that they were doing for their wedding, I was like, they're not even really doing a ceremony. They're just having a huge party. That's awesome. And they're like signing the marriage contract in the middle of it and like having fireworks go off or something, or like streamers. So it's like a cute little celebration moment. But it's like less about the ceremony and more about them celebrating being together.
Yeah.
So it's like it's shifting. There are still some very traditional weddings that happen, but I think people are feeling more freedom to celebrate the way that they want to.
It's funny when your girlfriend works in the wedding industry.
What's your opinion? What's your opinion of weddings? If that, since that be the case,
Me?
yeah.
I think it's amazing for some people. Yeah. Really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Sound to me like you're skirting the issue.
No, we don't gotta push it. We don't gotta press it, Grandpa.
No.
But
How were your weddings, Grandpa?
Great. It's the end of virginity.
You lost your virginity 3 times.
Yeah.
Weddings are wild.
No, I think the 2 weddings that I have been to as an adult were with Fiona, and both times when they do the vows and stuff, I did cry. It's very beautiful.
Do you get invited once in a while to a wedding from like someone who you've helped, pick out a dress?
Oh yeah, definitely. So far since I've been at Wedding Angels, I've been invited like tentatively, not officially yet, to like 9 or 10 different weddings.
Wow.
But I help a lot of brides, so like percentage wise, that's maybe like maybe 5 or 10% of the brides I've helped.
Well, I can see where you would make them feel comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much pressure about like wedding dresses that I want the person to be able to feel confident, because I mean, myself included, it is very easy for women to be incredibly self-critical about appearances. And oftentimes when someone finds like what is their dress, you can see in their face that it's the first time ever that they have felt truly beautiful and confident in who, like, in their outsides matching their insides. And that's like, it's really awesome getting to help them find that. I think it's pretty awesome.
How do you think that, or do you think there, and this is, I guess I'm asking the room, not just you, Fiona, but like, how do you think like grooms are the males in these like weddings can be more like, make it more of like a both of them thing, or more of a, like a pressure for both, or because I guess I don't know enough about weddings, but I know, isn't there like you're not supposed to see the wedding dress or your wife until the wedding, right? And
It's true.
But what if I'm like excited to help and be like, you know,
It's people are breaking those traditions now, which is great. They're like people who bring their fiancés to help them find their dress. The whole thing about not seeing the bride before the wedding is from ancient times, because that tradition and bridesmaids come from the same like cultural root, where they were worried that the bride was going to get stolen. So they wouldn't let anyone know what the bride looks like. And this happened oftentimes in arranged marriages too. So the bridesmaids would wear identical outfits to the bride, and all of them would go together. So it was like just a mob of people dressed the same way, so the bride wouldn't get stolen, or it protected them from demons wanting to impart negativity on their marriage. Or it's like all these like really old traditions that have like evolved. But that's where it comes, like, the groom isn't supposed to see the bride before the wedding, because if they do, she might get stolen.
that
I
is,
hate when that happens.
that's fun.
You know?
Is it a different experience when you have like older people getting married?
Yeah, definitely. There's always finding the balance of like what's appropriate for the different ages. And it also, I look younger than I am a lot of times too. Like, people have thought I'm like 20 in the boutique before, and I'm 25. So when I have a bride who's older, or I help a mom find her dress, there's always having to overcome the fact that I am younger. Can they trust me?
Mm-hmm.
You're 25?
I'm 25.
Boy, you're child bait.
I know. I'm a little baby still. No, but yeah, there's like with brides who are older, we definitely have to proceed gently, so it doesn't feel like we're trying to push them to do something that we want. It's that we're guiding them to do what they want to do.
I like that.
Yeah, it's really fun too. We get to hear amazing stories all the time, which is really cool, and like get to like some of the memories that I've seen families make together in the boutique, I will never forget. There was one, it was an older bride. She was in her late 50s. It was her first time getting married. She brought her mom with her, and like her mom was a little out of it, but I was like, that's fine, all good. So we're in our private room. Then privately in the dressing room, the bride lets me know that her dad had passed away a month before that. Her mother has severe dementia and was very recently relocated to Georgia from Florida because there was no one left to take care of her. And this bride was having to sort through the death of her father, her mother's stability declining quite rapidly, and planning a wedding at the same time. She's doing something very simple, but she had to postpone her wedding by over a year. So we get in, she's in a dress that she feels amazing in. Her fiance even texted her and was like, I can't wait to marry you. The bride was like, I think that's a sign. She was like, this is my dress. And her mom had like the first true moment of clarity in her eyes that I had seen the entire appointment. And we had been together for like an hour and a half at that point. And she said, this dress speaks and it's you. And she immediately started sobbing. And it was like, I got to witness that powerful moment between a mom and a daughter that might be one of the last moments of mental clarity they have together. It's like, I'm never going to forget that. And that's something really special that comes with this territory.
Yeah. I was just about to I was going to first say oh, your job kind of reminds me of being a tattoo artist where you're you're trying to help someone pick something, but then you're kind of the professional too. So you're I know it's going to look good.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's happening in tattoo parlors. I'm sure they do. But I'm sure yours is
Probably.
yours is a problem that happens, or a blessing that happens more than often than not. But that's pretty cool.
Can you guys?
Yeah,
Are there
stories we get to see?
Are there any particular special shoes for a bride?
Nope. Which is really nice because anyone can wear whatever they want. They're people now. I had a bunch of brides who were like, I'm just not going to wear shoes. I'm more comfortable that way.
I sure would.
Well, they're getting married at a beach.
No.
I don't even know. I don't know if I'll wear shoes. Even me not wearing heels or nothing. Just going to my own wedding. I'm no. I might wear
People will make up any excuse not to wear shoes. Oh, I'm on the beach.
Yes.
Oh, it's at my house. I know it. I know this
heels,
floor.
Though, on the beach, you're gonna die. A lot of people are wearing Converse now too. And,
Throw some Crocs under there. Have some class.
Only if it put one little rhinestone on the Croc and then it's bridal.
Put some effort. I'm just not gonna wear shoes to my wedding. Okay.
It should be the Lightning McQueen Crocs. Have you guys seen those?
No.
God.
They look like the animated car with the eyeballs and everything.
Oh my God. To my chagrin, there's 18 different versions of Croc. They've made Crocs into flip-flops, sneakers. You have a lot of options.
Yeah.
To get through that sand.
Yeah, Crocs are good.
I never got all the hate.
And this is about to be really.
Have you ever worn Crocs? Oh,
yeah.
One second.
No.
What were you saying, Fiona?
No, you. Go ahead.
I never
Understood the Croc hate.
They're so comfy.
Okay. Yeah, I like them. I'm new to them, but I have them on right now.
My dog has decided she's going to be a part of the podcast now.
Nice. This is a silly question, but
Where's the puppy?
When does something not become a boutique? What is a boutique? Is it only for weddings? What is a boutique? What can I call a boutique? And what cannot?
Boutiques are typically a small business or has just a couple of locations. A boutique also has more of a less corporate feeling.
I see. Okay.
And I imagine that sometimes you can get merchandise that you won't find in the regular department stores type settings.
Yeah.
Today, stopped at I guess you'd call it boutique store. I wanted to get a gift for one of my daughters, and I didn't want to just go in and get, the regular dresses and whatever shirts. So I drove quite a distance to a particular store that has, more unusual type clothing. So I guess that would be considered a boutique place.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, Grandpa. I wanted to ask,
Is it really surreal
that, like, you remember me
as a baby and now you're on a podcast with my partner?
No, it just feels natural to me. It just feels natural. I mean, you were fun when you were a little kid. I remember, I think we went, I forget if it was, I think it was a bar mitzvah or a wedding, and we were rolling balls down a hallway in a hotel. That I remember. Way back.
Even when I was like 14.
Way back when. No. You were quite a bit younger than that, I think. I think so. So why are you not on the screen, Brandon? Are you indisposed?
No, I'm here.
What's going
I'm
on?
sorry that I had to film from my car today, but I appreciate the flexibility.
You have what? You have.
I'm
what?
filming from my car.
Oh, you're filming from your car.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Huh. But you were on a little while ago.
Yeah, but it was
Cutting out with my video on.
I see. Uh-huh. Oh, cool.
Are you like in your car stealing your neighbor's internet? Their password?
Well, my power was going out several times today.
No.
Yeah, it
Did
kept
it really?
flickering and the Wi-Fi router would go out.
That's the
We have
worst.
additional guests on today too. Like Rosie's a regular, but my dog is now sitting in the room, like staring at me intensely because all she can hear is like just me talking. She thinks I'm going crazy. Come here, sweetie.
What kind of a dog is she or he or whatever?
She's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. This
Oh,
is
cute.
Holly.
Oh, cute. Yeah. Real cute. Yeah.
If she's like, I'm on the podcast too.
I guess I'll bring Pup over here. Girl, come here.
Yes. It's
Puppy
now a
party.
podcast about
Grandpa was a rare animal collector.
Aw.
What's the craziest animal you collected?
You talking about who you talking to?
Big puppy.
To you.
Oh. Well, I've had very large snakes. One almost killed me.
He's like, no.
And I've had
Camera shy.
a jungle cat that was very spooky. The thing. It looked like a large domestic cat, but it had crowns on top of its ears. But it was very shy. It was an interesting cat. I don't know. I've had a number of animals, but your dog is real cute, and
Oh, thank you.
so is Finis.
She's one of 4.
Oh, really? You have 4 dogs?
Yeah, I have 4.
Oh, wow.
It's so nice seeing Shapiro. Oh my god.
Finest.
No,
Such a
all
big
4 of our
face.
dogs are Cavalier.
I miss hanging out with you, but more than that, I think about Shapiro all the time. I really miss walking him.
Shapiro is such a sweet guy.
Finis is,
He's the baby.
is really good looking. Yeah.
He's always hanging out.
So
He would always take 5 shits when we walked.
Yeah. That's my boy.
He is so cute.
So,
Oh my goodness.
do you walk all 4 at the same time?
Sometimes. Oftentimes it takes 2 people.
They're
to
very
take them on a walk,
misbehaved.
and one takes 2, and another one takes 2. They're so poorly behaved.
It's so hard
And
walking
it's
them.
only gotten worse since COVID. Oh my gosh, yeah, they bark at everything. They pull on the leashes. They misbehave constantly, but they're so cute they get away with it.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
But Holly, the one who popped in to say hi, she's the oldest. She is, I think she's 12 now. 12 or 13, so she's an old lady. And then the youngest is 6.
So you've had them for quite a while.
Yeah, we raised all of them from puppies. I think we got Holly when she was.
I
like,
would love
12
to have
weeks
a
old.
dog.
Why don't you get a dog,
Does
Grandpa?
it make sense with where you're living and with the birds?
I can't. They don't allow them in my building, and
You
dogs
saw
and
what
cats.
happened.
Oh,
They'll get in the wall. Next thing you know.
I could probably get a physician's note, but it would be very hard to walk them and everything every day from the condominium. It'd be very difficult for me, especially in the cold winter. But I would love to have
You
a
need a
dog. I've had
Cavalier
different-
then, because they don't need to go on walks all that often.
No.
No, they're lap dogs. They do what you want to do. They'll just like curl up and snuggle with you.
Looks like a little Britain.
Oh my god, yeah. I wish the other ones would come up so you all could meet them, but they're great dogs. They were the official royal dog of the British royal family until the corgi thing.
Aww.
The corgis took over. What happened to the corgis? I don't know about this.
Queen Elizabeth II, the one who like passed away fairly recently, she loved corgis. Absolutely loved them. So she changed the official dog to corgis.
She farmed corgis.
Oh yeah, she had something like 20 different corgis.
Are your dogs boys or girls?
They're all girls.
All girls.
They were actually breeding dogs. We didn't breed them, but there is a like really reputable Cavalier breeder near us. And what she does for the dogs that she wants to breed is she finds them homes. And then you do something called the foster program. So you take care of the dogs. Like every other heat, maybe she breeds them. She maybe does like 3 litters off of each dog. So she's not like breeding them like crazy. But while you're fostering them, she pays for all their food. She pays for all their vet bills. She takes care of them when you can't. And then after 4 years, she asks if you want to keep the dog. And we obviously said yes 4 times. And she spays the dogs, gets them a teeth cleaning, and then they're yours and you don't have to pay for them.
I need to try to get my other birds in bed, get them in the cage. So I'm going to be gone for a few minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Did Brandon leave again?
Brendan did leave. So. All right.
He did. How dare he?
What? You got any opinions on weddings, Sierra?
The anxiety that already pumps through my veins can't mentally fathom having my own wedding, let alone barely going to a wedding, not even close to having my own wedding. I'm probably going to
They're a lot.
It's so much. It'd be one thing just planning, like just pretending that you're going to be, that it's possible to have like the perfect ceremony, the perfect like event, important public event. But then the part where you have to invite all of these people and like make sure that the people that you invite aren't like secret freaks that like to ruin weddings. Like, and then you have to deal with all these other people from like your partner's side of the family, and it's just, I would never be a big wedding bitch. Like, it's probably gonna be a quick courthouse sign and a nice dinner, and then we'll just plan like a regular ass party, and you need to Venmo me or give me gifts at the door. It's just gonna be courthouse reception for me. It's
More and
just too
more
much.
people have been doing that, which is awesome.
It's so much. It's too much. Just, I'd rather put all of my money into open bar for like 20 of my favorite people and call it a day.
Yeah, I gotta agree with
nice.
you. The idea of walking down the aisle, and I'm starting to get more light of like how much it is for the women. I'm like, I wouldn't want to put my wife through that either.
Bro,
like,
for real.
like
Just the
anxiety.
aisle, just walking down the aisle, and like, there's no way.
Nah, let's just let's
I'm
just
gonna fart. I'm gonna trip.
yeah, it's too late. Yeah, it's already
I'm an
happened.
ass sweater. It would never work
Yeah,
out.
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, as
Set
soon as
up
I
from the
sit down, I'm
start.
scared I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna ruin everything. Yeah. All right.
And I haven't been able to wear, I haven't worn anything white, I think, since there's literally one picture of me as like, I don't even know, like an 18-month-old where I'm wearing like a frilly white dress. I think that's the last time I successfully wore white. It's literally never happened. It's begging for problems. I'm not going to be a white dress person either. It's probably going to be something like, it's going to be any kind of color, any other kind of color.
It's
I do
really
like
nice
seeing,
now
like,
because there are more and more options.
Yeah, I love seeing people who like don't go like traditional wedding dress. I do like those.
Oh, I'm obsessed with the black wedding dress. Obsessed. I think they're
I might
so
find a
cool.
good suit. I might find a good suit. I might be a
yes.
jumpsuit blazer bitch for my wedding.
Yeah.
Oh, and there are like more options for that now too. I'm like, honestly, no matter what kind of like ceremony situation you want to do, like courthouse or like big thing or anything, what you wear in your wedding for like both the grooms or brides,
Right.
it's gonna be one of the most self-expressive things you ever wear in your life. So you might as well
Right.
have fun with it.
That's
It's really
true.
fun getting to like remind people of that when like moms are like, well, you should be wearing a traditional all lace dress and it needs to be a ball gown and you have to have the blusher that goes over your face. That's the like piece that goes over your face. And they're like, you have to do this and I won't let you get anything else. And then I look at the bride and I go, you're wanting a pink dress, right? And fitted. And she's like, mm-hmm.
Well,
It's always
The
fun,
power.
like, seeing people go like, wait, I can stand up for myself in this.
You're Elsa from the menu, just when she gets to tell those guys no. She's like,
mhm.
Yes, I love it.
no, I said I wanted bread. I know. I said no. No, you heard right. I said no. You're
No
welcome.
bread.
Goodbye. Sir.
No.
What an icon.
It's a tortilla.
Tortilla.
She is.
It's water and
the
flour,
best.
sir. It's water and corn
The
flour,
best.
friend. You've never heard of
It's hilarious.
tortilla?
A tortilla.
Bro,
Oh
we
my
never
gosh.
found out what the girlfriend's tortilla said. That's the only thing that will always haunt me.
I'm sure it told the truth. I'm sure it said
Wait.
you're going to die.
Right?
I'm sure she looked
Here's
down and was
the
like,
thing, though.
"You're dead." What's up?
The basket for like the old married couple, it was the same thing for both of them. And then for the actor guy, it was also the same thing for both of them.
Oh, so you thinking it's only for one person? Like,
I think it's targeted towards like
table.
wherever it's going to do the most damage. Yeah,
Okay.
personally.
Okay.
I've only watched it 3 times. This is just my interpretation.
we gotta look back at the meal and see what is there. I think though you're right. I was gonna say besides that,
The meals were
It
one of
really
my
did
favorite
feel like-
parts.
Oh yeah.
When he just put like a single raw scallop on top of a rock, I lived. I
It's
lived.
like, yes. It looked
He's
so
just making
good,
things up.
too.
No, it did not. He was just making things up. Like the camera like pans over and it, like it's still fuzzy. I'm like, wait. I was like, that looks like just a rock. Like what? And it was too big. I was like, because he keeps he's feeding them like one bite at a time. So I'm like, well, there's no way they're getting
Yeah.
that much food. And then it comes into focus, and I'm like, oh, it's literally an aquarium rock. And he's like, yes, we found these on the shore, and we took a bucket, and then we scooped up some seawater. We put that in the freezer, and then we scooped again, and we got some weeds. And so there's that one and that one.
Like how every time too that they showed the food, it was like one of those camera shots from Iron Chef.
Yes.
Yes,
Showing off like
yeah.
the competition food pieces.
If you
Oh,
haven't
it's
seen the
so
menu,
good.
you have to watch the menu.
Spoiler alert, we're spoiling the things right now.
Way past the spoiler alert. Actually, not that far past the spoiler
We didn't
alert.
do that
Well,
much.
I feel like we didn't ruin any major
Out of
plot points.
context.
Honestly, we haven't said much of anything. Yeah. What was I gonna say?
No, we've been
You
vague.
gotta watch the menu. Whatever
it's
thought
so
you had about why you probably don't need to watch the menu, I'm just gonna tell you, I had that thought, and it was we were wrong. You just have to watch the menu.
It's a lot about art. Yeah,
It's
go
one
ahead.
of the
Funniest shit
best
ever.
movies that's been released recently. I think it's
Literally.
in Brandon's top 3.
It was really good.
It's the ending for me that can't get. It is not like the ending. I'm just not a fan. This was so cartoony, but it's all right.
It's a great film, though. They did a really good job with it. The cast was fantastic.
Oh yeah, it was really fun. A fun ride. I think everyone will enjoy it. Roller coaster.
Oh yeah. The one
about the
thing is,
food. Yes.
Ray Fiennes, amazing. Every time I see him, all I can think of is the boy who lived. Die.
Oh,
Every
that's
time.
what I know him from.
He's Voldemort, yeah.
Bro, what an icon.
Oh my god,
What an
yeah.
icon.
Like, I saw him in a play in London, and it was like Antony and Cleopatra, I think, at the National Theatre. So a huge thing. And there's this part where Antony just like this play is 400 years old. I'm not spoiling anything. He screams out in anguish because he heard that like Cleopatra has been captured and like they're gonna kill her. So he's hearing all these terrible things and he like screams out in anguish. And the way that he did it, all I could think of was Harry Potter, because every time Voldemort got mad, he would scream out and go "Nya!" instead of no or like it was "Nya," and he did the exact same thing on stage.
I love it.
I was like the only one who laughed, so I was a bit embarrassed. But it was like,
I wonder if Brandon knows he's not here. Brandon, do you know that? Is this one of those times where you think you're a part of the call, but really you're not in the call at all? If you can hear me, you should refresh your screen or something. Or
Is he a part of? Does he? How would he know?
he's been. Let me text him.
sometimes you think you're in the call, but you're not really in the call. Like it doesn't say it's recording, I think, on your screen. It's not showing up on me. You're not here. You're a ghost.
I
Yeah.
texted him.
Are you talking to
Absolute
him?
apparition.
Yeah, I was like,
Hear us, Brandon.
are you just taking a shot in the dark? I'm like, who's she talking to?
If you're out there, Brandon, if you can hear us, if you think you can hear us,
If you can
Refresh
hear
your
these
window.
vibrations through the universe.
start over on your phone or whatever you're doing.
You know what honestly might have happened? His phone probably died.
That sounds about right.
It dies constantly.
Yeah.
Well, since he's not on, I can say this. When I said you're like child bait, I was honestly thinking that he's like 45 years old. I mentally something
That's
happened
funny.
with my thought process.
Grandpa, don't come at your grandson like that.
He basically is. I mean, he turns. I think does he turn
27.
29 this year?
No, it's
He turns
30.
either 28 or 29 this year.
Oh, he is that old? I didn't think. Well, now
I
mean,
know,
thought-
it's weird.
I'm thinking he's like 40 or something, and he'd be pretty young
It
for
feels
him,
like
but-
it sometimes.
Damn.
Honestly, though, between him and me, I think I'm the older of the two of us, because I always want to stay home and in bed, and I want to sit with my knitting and read a good book. He's like, let's go party. Let's go.
Oh,
He always has to, like, drag me out to places because I am boring.
So this is totally off the subject, but what do you think about this very huge judgment against Fox News Corporation?
I haven't heard about this.
It's
They
bullshit.
just lost the largest suit, the largest amount of money ever awarded to anybody for this type of a suit. They just got fined like $789 million.
Whoa.
They agreed to it, and and it's going to change. It was for lying about the election, and it's really going to change the way a lot of, stop some of this lying that these. With them, it was about them claiming that Dominion voting machines were rigged or something like that.
Oh, the media was saying it. They're getting in trouble for lying.
The Fox News people were. And,
Fox was saying that the voting machines didn't work.
Yeah.
They were adding votes. The machine would glitch out. It would go beep boop bop, and it would change the votes, change people's votes. They were saying that it was just adding random votes out of nowhere, and they can't be trusted. And they kept making up these stories about these random ass, like, real people that were, like, who could definitely be doxxed for this. Like, yeah, so-and-so, Jimmy Smithson, snuck into the election hall or the church, wherever they have the election, wherever they were having, ballots at, wherever they set up the machine. He snuck in there late at night and he put an SD card in there, and then he took it out and then he blew on it and then he put the SD card back in, and that's why Biden won. That's why, right there.
And it's because they're Fox News and a lot of quote unquote liable source for people to get their media and information from about the world, they're getting sued for that. Yeah, this is what I'm hearing?
Dominion sued them, and there's another
Who's
company
that?
that's going to sue them. Dominion was the manufacturer and supplier of the voting machines, and they tried to say that their voting machines were rigged, and they would come out.
So they were sued for slander.
They also had
defamation.
emails from employees of the company knowing where they knew that they were lying. That's one reason that they agreed to settle with Fox News agreed to settle with Dominion. But it's the largest largest amount of money ever won in a lawsuit of that type.
Wait, did it go to court, or did they settle outside of court?
Well, it went to court, and right before the hearing was to begin, the two parties agreed to a settlement. The guy that I think his name is Murdoch, that runs Fox News, was subpoenaed to testify, and he obviously didn't want to have to testify. So he's the one that controlled what happened with Fox. But I think it's a great thing. Everybody in the news media now is talking about it with regard to the amount of money that it's going to cost Fox News. But just as important in my mind is the fact that these reporters, or whatever you want to call them, are not going to be able to lie. They're going to think twice about lying now.
Yeah, that's huge, especially with the election cycle that's coming up.
That doesn't seem like enough money with an election cycle coming up. I don't know what happened in the last 48 hours, but Dominion had been saying since this started, well, first of all, I'm mad because Dominion was suing for $20 billion.
Whoa.
And they were suing for $20 billion. It was very easily provable, and they were what they were suing for because, they blatantly lie. And then we later got to see all these emails and stuff. Like Grandpa said, they were literally talking shit about, I can't believe we let that it would be people like Sean Hannity and that one. Oh, who's the Nazi lady? Laura Ingraham would be in their texts and emails being like, oh yeah, I can't believe we let that crazy bitch on at 4. That was crazy. She was a total crackpot. And it would be like Cindy Powell or somebody. They were genuine, and they have all those receipts, and they were supposed to sue for $20 billion, and then they settled for less than $1 billion.
Do you mind if I disagree with you about the amount?
Okay.
They sued for $1.5 billion, for $1.5 billion, and they settled for approximately half of that amount.
$1.5 billion?
$1.5 billion.
Wow. Still, that amount of money, matter that's so much.
Else.
I will never see that amount of money in my life.
No.
Well, you got to sell a lot of dresses, a
lot of dresses,
gowns.
A lot of Croc shoes for the beach.
Oh yeah, I gotta get him to get the Croc shoes. We also have sticky boobs, so I'll just send a ton of those. I'll
Well, you never know. I mean, if you're stay with Brandon, or you guys stay together, and he makes a big success, which you never know what's going to happen in life. You never know.
Yeah. Well, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm sticking with him for a while.
Okay.
His old man self.
Yeah. One foot in one.
I texted him. I was like, "Hey, where are you?" No response. It's delivered. He hasn't even read it yet, so I think his phone died.
Fiona, are you an artistic person?
Very.
Are you artistic?
Very.
You're an actor as well.
Paint or play an instrument, or do you, or do embroidery or whatever?
Yes to all of those.
Okay.
I paint. I sketch. I embroider. I do beadwork. I sew clothing. I play flute, piano, ukulele, pitch percussion, organ. I'm a classically trained vocalist. Before I was in the wedding industry, I was an actor. I used to design and make sets and costumes for different shows, so I'm a very creative and artistic person.
Yeah, go off.
And you don't want to stay in that industry, the entertainment industry?
I made a move away from it right around when COVID hit, because before COVID, I was diagnosed with a lot of different severe chronic illnesses. And with COVID hitting, I was severely immunocompromised. I went into a very strict quarantine. My family very strictly quarantined for like the first year and a half of COVID, and like slowly eased our way in. Honestly, one of the only people, like new people that I met during that first year of COVID was Brandon. And that was, I went out on a limb on that. I was so nervous, but it definitely worked out for the best, because here we are several years later.
I hope you guys stay together. I hope you stay together.
We're not planning on breaking up anytime soon. No, we're very happy together. We get to, we're not perfect, because no one is, but when there are like things that we have to figure out together, it's always approached of like, we're going to figure out what makes sense for both people, and we want to grow from the experience. So like, I feel like we grow really well together.
That's really nice.
I also put up with him being crazy, so he puts up with my crazy, I put up with his crazy.
Sometimes you have to bite your tongue.
Oh yeah. Oh, all the time.
And sometimes it works out good,
No, he's the best.
Even if somebody's unreasonable, you just keep your mouth shut, and then they become more reasonable later on. Maybe.
Oh yeah, we know when to walk away from conversations and when to come back to them. And most of the time, it's us talking about like a movie or a TV show, or deciding what we want to watch. We're like, okay, we got to come back to this in like 15 minutes, and then we'll figure it out.
Regroup.
Yeah, we got to regroup. Most of the time, it's he reminds me constantly that I need to eat food to survive.
You need food to survive. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I forget to eat all the time, and we'll like be sitting down trying to pick like a movie or a TV show to watch, and I won't be able to decide on anything, and I'll get like, well, I don't want to watch this kind of thing, and he goes, okay, so when was the last time that you ate? Because I think right now your stomach's taken over your brain a little bit. And he's right. At like every single time. Then we like get a snack, and then we figure out what we want to do. Yeah, he's a really great guy. I'm very
I've told
fortunate.
you before, I lived in Roswell. It's a very nice area.
Yeah, it's beautiful. No,
the only issue is getting up and down 400.
Oh gosh,
very
it's
heavy
the worst.
traffic.
There's a lot of construction on 400 right now too, which makes it even worse. Yeah, the boutique that I work at is right in like the historic downtown Roswell, so on Canton Street. It's really nice. It's 10 minutes from where Brandon lives, which is really nice.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah.
You said 10 minutes from where Brandon. I thought Brandon lives down towards the center of Atlanta.
He moved.
I wasn't aware of that.
His lease. Yeah, he moved actually right when Jared came to visit.
Ah, okay.
In September. His lease ran out, and it's just he wanted to get out of the building, and he ended up finding a place in Roswell that he really likes. So he's been there since September.
Oh, I see. Jared's cute.
Yeah,
isn't
he's hysterical.
He's a cute guy.
He's so funny. It's been really nice getting to know him better and getting to know Marissa better. It's honestly, Brandon got annoyed with me one time because I spent like an hour and a half on the phone talking to Marissa without him. He was like, "Why are you talking to my sister so much?" It's like, "Because we're talking about Love is Blind." Gosh, you gotta let us
You
do
wouldn't
this.
understand.
Except he's more into Love is Blind than either of us.
I'm
It's
sure
so
he's
funny.
watching. He's like, why didn't I get
Oh
to say
my
what I
gosh,
want?
yeah. He's like hooked on it. It's so funny. So funny. No, Jared's great, so is Marissa.
You're classically trained musically, I think you said.
Yes.
you're
I
proficient at reading music?
Yeah, I even write some of my own stuff.
Do you?
Yeah, and my brother is a classical composer, so he writes as well, and he plays like 13 or 14 different instruments.
I just recorded a few weeks ago, and I'm going to be recording them again. It's called American Kaleidoscope. You'll see Steve Kramer. If you go on YouTube, you'll see he's really a very fine cellist. He's played for the Philadelphia Orchestra and whatever. So we're
I'll have to look it up.
Touch, but I recorded him, and he's coming. He's living in oh, he live. Wait a second. Where does he live? No, he's living in Florida now. Yeah, Florida. But he comes up here to record.
Did you go all the way to Florida to record him, or did
No,
he come
comes
to you?
up here. No, he wanted me to go down there and record a symphony orchestra, and I'm just too old to be carrying all that equipment down and dealing with it all.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
Yeah. But we've done several recordings, and if you can hear him on American Kaleidoscope, Steve Kramer.
Steve
I have
Kramer.
to look that up. I think it's hysterical that Brandon just like dipped.
Not a word, not an email, nothing.
You know, I'm not. He's trying to get us to build bonds better. You know, he's
Like
really pressing it.
friendship.
Couldn't even run into a Starbucks and hook onto their Wi-Fi to be like, "Hey y'all, it didn't work out."
Well, he doesn't even go to the only time he goes to Starbucks is for me because he doesn't drink any caffeine. So no coffee, limited teas, and he doesn't like super sweet drinks. So all of the like options at Starbucks that he would get, he doesn't like. He gets like the hibiscus tea and that's it. So every time he goes in, he's getting me something.
Can you teach him to dance?
I have been trying. He's gotten a bit better. He's been asking me to teach him how to sing, but I don't know how to do that. I've taught him a few dance moves. I taught him a few swing steps because I do swing dancing.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
It's so much fun. It's like really creative and it's all about like intuition. You totally have to trust your partner because all of a sudden you could be in the middle of the air, which is like, whoa, how did this happen? It's really
It's the
fun.
flow of
Though.
things.
Oh yeah. No, I've taught him some basic swing stuff, but I haven't taught him much more. It's been a while since I've danced, but I do miss it.
I think with the industry that he's in, it would be helpful to be able to dance a little.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
His rhythm's getting way better. He now like sways to the beat a little bit more. I'm like, nice.
And you have to know how to move your hips.
Oh yeah. He knows how to do that though, so he's good.
Guys, I'm a little tired tonight. I had a long day, and
I think we're at the wrapping end of it. It's almost 8:30 anyway, and the playoffs are going on. I know I've been trying my best not to talk about basketball because I'm reading the room. I'm looking at my watch like the Memphis Lakers game is on right now.
You figure that out. You figure out the Memphis and the Lakers. Thanks for coming, Fiona.
Yeah,
Always
thanks
love
for
having
having
you
me.
on the show.
Yeah. Let's have our
Thanks,
final
Brandon,
words.
for thinking about coming on the show.
I'll do the last
Brandon
thing.
was like, you have to eventually.
Yeah. Grandpa, do you have any
Send us
final
off.
thoughts? Yeah, this is Grandpa
No
and
final
Chill.
thoughts. Just send us off.
This is Grandpa and Chill,
I
and we.
don't know why. Can you
This-
repeat that because you were cutting out?
Oh, I was saying this is Grandpa and Chill. Is it me?
Right. Okay.
This is Grandpa and Chill, and we're leaving. We're outroing. We're ending the show.
Right. Well, you can give the final, but I just want to say to Fiona that I hope we'll see you on again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, more often. Okay.
Yeah, Brandon was like, you have to do this eventually. So I was like, okay.
Phines, can you finish it up? You're a good radio announcer.
Hello, thank you for listening to Grandpa and Chill. This is I want to thank Fiona for coming on the show and explaining to us more about boutiques and what all the great things that you can find in there and how great weddings and love is. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Fiona, for showing up. Thank you, Sierra, always for producing an amazing show and dealing with our terrible audio. You're a god, yo.
You're great, Phines. Yeah.
Thank y'all.
Fantastic.
Have a nice week, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Podcasting with Grandpa Bart and Rosie, always on his shoulder. This is Grandpa and Chill.
Grandpa and Chill is brought to you by your hosts, Brandon Fox, Bart Frank, and Phines Jackson. Our producer is Sierra Doss. To watch and listen to full episodes of the show and follow us on social media, visit grandpaandchill.com. That's grandpaandchill.com.